What's up YouTube, this is BoldHam93 here, doing another deck profile. This will be my Dino-Rabbit deck. I'm going to warn you before the video starts, it's actually a pretty generic Dino-Rabbit deck, but I do have some different things that I run and I tech in around for my locals and everything, so I make a deck profile to show everyone how I run my dinos. First off, of course, 3 Rescue Rabbit, 1, 2, 3 Sabersaurus, my 3 Kebalzols, of course standard in every Dino-Rabbit. Next, I do run the Guebas. Gueba's a very good card, runs over a lot of different things in the middle that people sit on. It's really good against random tokens that I come into and everything, so definitely I play Gueba. Next, I do play Triple Tour Guide, and oh god, where'd Sangin go? There he is. Boosh. I do play Triple Tour Guide in the Sangin because I find it necessary in rabbits. Sangin, get my search off for bunnies, tour guide targets, get my Lovey Bear plays off, go off again, etc., etc. Just a good, overall good card. I do play a Solo Spirit Reaper. Just for any dragon matchups I do run into, just because they have a hard time getting over it, and any other random things like samurais, any machinas I play at the locals, just anything. Next, I play 2 Effect Veiler. I was running 3, but I do play 3 if you watch my last video, my Inzectors, because it's really useful in there. I run a low monster pull as it is. It's just a good monster spell to get off, but in Dino-Rabbits I find going aggressive in here is really important, so the monster negation's good. It's just the hardest matchup I do have with these is of course Chaos Dragon, and this doesn't do a whole heck of a lot to them unless I hit their Tour Guide or their Red MD, but usually I have other answers for that, especially in game 2. I do play Solo Grand Mole, works very well. I hate playing wind-ups and it just gets over stuff. It really works well against people who go first turns in mains, and if I can't first turn Tempo, then it's good to have Grand Mole. Just gets over a lot of random problems, so he's really useful in here. I love the teching of him. And then of course Solo Gores, just because you're open a decent bit and he's just a heavy beater. For spells, I play not 1, not 2, but 3 Forbidden Lands. This card's actually done me a whole lot of good. I actually only play double MST. I prefer the triple lance over it, just because that 800 attack difference does help a whole lot in here with random different situations that I run into. On top of that, it can to a point generally do the same thing as MST. I do still like triple MST because I do run a 3rd one in the side deck, but I have found there are a lot of situations where I have MST and I really wish it was Lance. Of course, the staples: Solo Pot, Mind Control, Book of Moon, Reborn, Heavy Storm, and Dark Hole. Just standard, gets to fight your way, draw, exceed, stop whatever, everything else. Just staple, nothing special. For the trap pull, I do run double Fiendish Chain. This is another reason I put Veiler only at 2, is because I do run chains, and that would give me 5 monster negations, and I found you know, the balance of 2 and 2 to work real well together, just because this also has the attacks stopping. I play double Torrential, of course, for the destruction. Same with the Inzectors. I play double Bottomless because this card in the main deck is doing so well lately, and I really wish I'd started main decking it and everything sooner. Then I play the Solemn Brigade. Just 2 warnings and the Judgment, just to stop all of those funny problems. Then for the side deck, I play double Jinzo. This helps a lot in the locals for the random chain burn and final countdown I run into. I do enjoy this card. I was thinking about Decree, but Jinzo is my favorite card in the game, so if I have a reason to run him, I will. Also, I play double Thunder King in the side deck. Just gets over a lot of the hero plays and a bunch of other random stuff that I run into, sometimes Black Wings and everything, so it's good just as a generic side deck card, and he's just a good card in general in my opinion. Then I do have my Solo Veiler and another Spirit Reaper just for dragons and mainly for Inzectors, windups, etc. Anything that Veiler just completely wrecks. Double Soul Taker, of course, for Chaos Dragons. A lot of people at the WCQ and a lot of people in general main deck these along with Macrocosmos just to get over dragons, but I mean, of course they do hurt Dino-Rabbits, but I haven't had, you know, too serious of a problem that I need to run these things. Cause these things, you know, this and macro can be dead draws against other decks if I play in the locals, and it's just I would rather, you know, have a consistent deck in general than run side deck cards in the main deck just to get over, you know, something that hurts his deck when, you know, there's still a chance of me beating it in general. The third MST, just stop any other random problems, kind of a counter side. Double Macrocosmos, of course, for Chaos Dragons and the other thing that just removal hurts. Double Chain Disappearance, run this for the windups, the Inzectors, any other thing with small monsters, random Piper Chaos I might run into. And then I play the Double D Prison, just standard side deck. Into the extra deck, for Synchros, I play a Solo Cataster just because Veiler and a level 4 is pretty easy to go off on in this deck. For rank 3s, I play Muser-Rhythm over Acid Golem just because I play Acid Golem in my Inzectors, but that's mainly one of the only decks I find him useful in just because most people will find ways of just stalling until, you know, you start hitting stuff, and I found him to get the same job done but be a little better. Play Solo Leviathan Dragon, I play Solo Zenmains, Solo Olivier, and of course my Solo Tempo. So those are my standard just for rank 3s. I do not play Giga Brilliant just because he hasn't really done a whole heck of a lot of use in here. There's not a whole lot of plays. I just want to go off with him. He is definitely one of the best rank 3s, don't get me wrong. It's just in here I found to, you know, make my options more useful for whatever I see. And of course, 2 Logia, 2 Dolka. I'd be a fool to not run these. Other rank 4s, I have double Utopia. He's just really good to go into. I was thinking about dropping one just to try Giga Brilliant again, but I found that there are a lot of times where I need to go into double of these guys just because people get overbeaters a lot, and Logia and Dolka are like, Then I play 1 Maestroke, 1 Gemnite Pearl, and 1 Papilloperative. This card is very good in here, very useful, does a whole lot of work. I also, I just found my Steel Storm Roach the other day. I had lost my backpack for a little while, so I've had this camera for a minute, but one of the reasons I didn't make videos sooner was because I lost my backpack over at a friend's house, and I had just found it had a bunch of my goodies in it, so I honestly probably am going to drop the second Utopia for the Steel Storm Roach, just because I do want to try him in there, because I haven't really just had a need to go into him or wished I had him against dragons, but I know he will be useful in the future. But I guess that's about it. That's the Dino-Rabbit deck profile that I'm running till the end. Anytime I'm not playing my Inzectors, my Gaga Girl Matt. I hope you all like it, and comment, rate, subscribe. Peace out, YouTube.